Should states foot the bill for rail expansion? Join You Can't Make This Shit Up as we dissect Florida's funding fight with Brightline and explore the future of transportation infrastructure. All right. Thank you for joining your political innovators here at Jay in Washington. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. So, Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida refuses state funds for Brightline's Tampa expansion, emphasizing fiscal responsibility and criticizing California's costly high-speed rail project. Brightline, already running Miami to Orlando, targets a Tampa expansion relying on private funding. Despite local support, including from Tampa Republicans, the project future remains uncertain. Let's go, Joel. What you got for us?
Well, I think I disagree with the governor on this one. I think that it's very important that I believe that when you leave the United States and you see how transportation is embraced in so many other countries, we need to start looking at really investing in these high speed rails, making sure that they do the right thing. I mean, we have a rail that's underused because it's only Monday through Friday, because the only thing it was designed for was for business travel.
Sunrail.
Right? Take that Sunrail and expand it. But Brightline, this is the future. This will get us everything we need, where we need to go. Let's open it up. Let's reduce the amount of traffic on the highways and get people on this public transportation. It's not free. It's costing some money, but this is a great building block.
This song sounds very familiar. Didn't Rick Scott, when he was governor, say no to any type of federal funding to introduce and expand high-speed rail here in Florida? And it just sounds like a familiar story. The governor saying, no, we're not going to be involved in this. And again, this is one of my favorite sayings. I get it about the funding moving forward. And you bring up Sunrail. Governor DeSantis has already stated to the counties that have Sunrail from, I believe, Volusia into Osceola County, including Seminole, Orange County. Hey, the funding's it's going to be cut off soon. You guys got to pick up the bill. So I know that Brightline is privately financed. I know that the I-4 corridor, the I-4 highway, the government is making space for Brightline to go down the middle of I-4 or alongside I-4. However, I like to see the high-speed rail, but it looks like this is, if Governor DeSantis has his way, this is going to be completely financed by Brightline or have some assistance from grants from the federal government.
There's a lot that goes into this, David, but he needs to be this economic stimulus, by investing in transportation infrastructure. It often stimulates the economic growth because it creates those jobs during the construction and supporting that local business along the route. The expansion of Brightline, it could provide a boost to the economy of the Orlando-Tampa region by increasing accessibility and it just facilitates the tourism and the business travel. And that's where we get our tax dollars from. Is that travel? Is that that tourist dollar, right? you know, with the government working in this, it would be environmental. It would have environmental benefits. Inner city rail can help reduce the carbon emissions by providing an alternative to driving or flying. Traffic relief. The Orlando Tampa corridor is like totally congested all the time. Have you ever gone past? You go past Orlando to Tampa, you're going to be stuck in traffic all the time. This will also create the connectivity and accessibility. And you know
Hmm.
what? A good private public partnership opportunity. While DeSantis
Great.
is right, he's rightly cautious about committing those state funds to the project. There may be an opportunity for public private partnerships, PPPs, to just fund the expansion for of Brightline by leveraging some private investment along the public with public funds. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and I hate to disagree with the governor. I understand that we need to balance the budget, but this is an investment that will, if done right and promoted correctly, could bring so much more to the state, increasing those tax dollars that we're making off of tourism. Uh, I can't tell you how many times in Germany I actually drove my car uh, compared to taking a train to get someplace. I mean,
Right,
long
right.
distance long distance travel in automobiles nowadays is a given for us. We just jump in. But when you go city to city, the best thing to do, like when you're outside in Europe, is to take a train. If I want to go to Wurzburg and I want to get over to, I want to go from Wurzburg to Munich, or I want to go, to Nuremberg, I'm on a train. I'm not taking the Autobahn. And people go, well, the Autobahn, you can go as fast as you want. Look, trucks have governors. They go slow. You're taking the risk of travel. I mean, people don't travel that way in Europe. That's why they can go that fast on the Autobahn, because they're taking the train.
Right.
So, I think that if the governor get off his ass and get on a train once in a while, and maybe take public transportation, he'd actually know that it's actually an investment worth. We're not going to make money off it, but it's an investment worth, you know, getting people involved.
I'm sure we can follow the governor in his plane rides across the state. He's so concerned about what's happened in California, going over budget, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, okay, that's the right concern to have. However, this is Florida, and the governor is always talking about how Florida does things better than California. He said such in his debate with Governor Newsom. Okay, show it. Show it, Governor DeSantis, by working with Brightline, get the bonds, get the financing, approve federal government financing to get this Sunshine Corridor between Tampa and Orlando started. Brightline stated that they have captured, or they believe they could capture more than 11% of the Miami to Orlando traffic. And according to the Florida Chamber of Commerce information that I saw in the Florida dashboard, Chamber dashboard online, I believe they anticipate in the next 15 years, 3 million more vehicles on Florida highways in the next 15 years. We know that Florida is growing. We know that Florida development is growing across the state. We anticipate more and more individuals becoming residents here in Florida. Having a dedicated high-speed corridor between Tampa and Orlando, Orlando to Miami, makes good business sense. And it's disappointing to see Governor DeSantis following the same footsteps as Governor Rick Scott, and saying, hey, we're just not going to get involved in bringing those necessary funds to make this happen. It's done so well as far as readership. Right, I'm not sorry, not readership, ridership. Growing every month with a record of 259 riders in March. This is great. This is great news.
This is my final words. This is an investment that we can't delay on. So I disagree with the governor on this one. I did agree with Rick Scott. We do not need to take federal dollars that will eventually end up, having to be paid back anyways. But right now, we need to start budgeting this. We need to start looking forward, not backwards. And that's all I can say. Let's share. Let's make sure that people are getting on our social when they can. We are your political innovators, like David says. Bring your facts, not your feelings. We don't care about your feelings.
I'd just like to say that we have a golden opportunity, and again, Governor DeSantis, if you believe that Florida is better than California, show it. Do it bigger. Do it better. That's all I have to say, and I appreciate it. Joel appreciates it. We appreciate it as your political innovators being a part of our community, and we'd love to hear what you have to say. Please let us know. We love to respond. We love to engage and continue the conversation. Let's be tactful. Let's be respectful. Let's have that conversation. We're your political innovators here at Jay in Washington. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up.